Hello, good day, and welcome to to this week's section. So it's supposed to be a Monday live, but we're having it on Friday. Thanks, network. Okay. All right. So we are continuing our series for the month on misbehavior, and today we are looking at, is my child's behavior normal? Is my child's behavior normal? So those of us who are parents with children within the ages of 0 to 6, we see a whole lot. From the time the child is a neonate, zero to that is the age bracket of 0 to 28 days. A lot of things happen. The child cries in different manners, and we don't know what to do. We don't know if this cry is normal or not. From 29 days to 1 year, the child does a lot of things, putting the hand inside the mouth or thumb sucking, or maybe putting all of the fingers inside the mouth and wanting to vomit the entire stomach contents, to the child grabbing things and putting inside the mouth, to the child just looking on, and a whole lot. And then the child comes to 1 year, he wants autonomy, he wants to be on his own, doesn't want you to bring him back. If you leave him, he can even put his hand inside fire and all of that and all of that. And then you are there asking, is this normal? Is this behavior of my child normal? And all of that. Hey, you're welcome to the right place. And um, I am Choma Okoli, the founder of the Expectant Parent Academy, and there's no other place to be than here, right? You're welcome. So we've had about 4 topics now. Well, we've discussed about 3 different things rather on misbehavior. We've talked about how you're causing your child to misbehave without knowing it. We've talked about how to be a teammate with your child in the face of misbehavior. We talked about 5 things you should never say to your child in the moment of misbehavior and what you should say and do instead. If you've not watched these clips, you want to go and take a look at them. They're going to really help you. And today we started the dealing with tantrum and misbehavior in early years course, and the first session was all shades of awesomeness. You want to be in that class. If you want to be in that class, okay? It's just for 5,000 naira. Yes, and the replays are available. You want to enroll for it? My contact will be in the comment section. Please do reach out and just send a DM on WhatsApp, and we'll take it up from there. Okay. Now, before we start asking the question, is my child's behavior normal? That's something I want us to really consider. Many of us were caught up in the buzz of what a man can do, a woman can do better. And so in our growing up, a lot of efforts were put into um merging masculine behavior or coalescing masculine behavior into feminine and that of feminine into masculine. But the truth is, the Bible said, in the beginning, God made them male and female. We are different. If you have a male child, you have a female child. There is definitely a difference in the way they are going to behave. And please do not try to suppress your son's energy and upturn your daughter's. Am I saying you should not train your daughters? No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying let's recognize that a male child would behave differently from a female child. If you have two female children in the room is not going to be as disorganized and rowdy as when you have two boys. It's not the same. It's not the same at all. It's not. So do you now say, these boys, sit down, stop standing up, stop running around. Hey, sit down quietly. Really? For two boys less than 6 years. Now you they worry yourself. Now you they worry yourself. Yes, you're the one disturbing yourself. Testosterone, which is the chief hormone in the male gender, It's present from 8 weeks. 8 weeks in utero, right? It differentiates the male brain from the female brain. That hormone is still in your child when your child is born, and it will remain. So when you see a man being aggressive, being what sometimes we complain as being inconsiderate or not thinking well, it is testosterone in action. It is an action oriented hormone. It is an action oriented hormone. So you know why I'm making this important point? So that your son is not being as cooperative, as quiet as your daughter. I don't think it is abnormal. No, it is not abnormal. And if your daughter now is being overly everywhere, much more than your daughter, much more than your son, you need to understand also that it can happen. Some women, some girls can have more testosterone than other girls, and so it makes them somehow manly, even though they are women, even though they are girls. That is point number one. Point number two is, have you understood your child's temperament? Because if your child is a sanguine, you don't expect him to be as comported and one and sit still like a phlegmatic. It is important. We need to note these differences so that we don't panic where there shouldn't be any panic. We don't feel bothered. We don't feel like all hell is letting loose, whereas we are just the ones who haven't gotten the necessary information we should have. The next thing we are considering is environment. What happens in your child's environment? The social environment is contagious as much for a child as for an adult. Okay, so if what happens in the social environment is what your child is replicating, then there is no point really being anxious. You just need to do just need to change the environment. Just need to craft that your child's social environment into one that will give you the results that you want. That's what you need to do. So if your child is in a space where it is normal to call people names, it is normal to fight, it's normal to hit, it's normal to yell, you should not be asking if it is normal for your child to behave that way. You don't even have the right to be angry. If you should be angry, it should be the anger of guilt. That anger should push you into guilt that should now make you want to do things differently so that the experience doesn't continue for your child. So the point I'm trying to make here is that the environment where you're raising your child, or what happens in your home environment, or in the environment your child goes to, maybe in the neighbors, maybe in school, in the classroom, maybe in the church. You need to put your eyes in this thing. So yes, there's a neighbor living downstairs, and there's a neighbor living downstairs, and there's another neighbor in my compound. My children just goes in there and they watch film, they come out, or they play with the neighbor, they come out, and you don't know what is going on. Oh shit. Sorry, you're not being updated. Your child goes to school, he comes back, you don't ask him how was school today. You don't show him that attention that shows, give me the gist as it happened. Just bring the gist. I'm here for the gist. So you don't know what happens. Or you don't observe your child when school regime to know when they are picking up things from the other people in the classroom environment, so that you know the questions to ask either your child or the child's teacher and all of that. I mean, your child's teacher doesn't know what is going on in your home. A good teacher will do his or her job in school. He cannot control what happens. He cannot control 100% what happens between your child and the other pupils in the class. And then your child comes home and you're busy. You're not there. You're not asking questions. You're not observing. Sorry, the behavior is normal because the child is just doing, repeating what he has picked up from his social environment in school. And it's not the child's fault. You know that, no? Yes, it's not the child's fault. Okay, so excuse me. That's talking about that's talking about environment. Then the next thing is exposure. Closely related to environment is exposure. What is your child being exposed to in school? It is important. In the home, in that neighbor that your child is seeing, or in that other adults in your house, what are they being exposed to in their one-on-one interactions, in the screens? Do they just pick phones and start scrolling through? Do other adults in your house engage them, allow them look into their phone when they are browsing, or when they are on social media? Do you know that you can be on social media and the next thing you're clicking is a picture that you shouldn't take a second look at? Not to talk of allowing a child see. What is the guide? What is obtainable in the things your child is constantly exposed to? You need to curate it to be what you want. Your child cannot be misbehaving and say, "Hey, it's what you learned from ABC," and you're saying it like you're helpless and there's nothing you can do again. Okay. Now the next thing is diet. Have you noticed that if your children eat more frequently, they have so much energy to do all of the things they want to do, both the ones you might want them to do and the ones you don't want them to do. Have you noticed that it happens? So why many of us are in that place where I am rich, I can give you the world to eat, I can buy you pizza, I can buy you ABC, I can buy you all the juice and all the biscuits and all the sweets and all the chocolates in the house. Well, just know that it can be implicated in your child's behavior. When they are full of energy, they will jump around more. Did I say you should starve your children? No. I'm saying be responsible with what they eat and how they eat. Hmm? Okay. The next thing is age. Closely, I like to specify here that age is not nothing will change with age if you don't do things intentionally from today. Nothing will change with your child's age if you're not doing something today. So, for instance, it is common that it's acceptable that a child of 3 months can suck the thumb. Nothing too big about it. It's just the child sort of suckle or comfort or something. Sometimes they can be sleeping and maybe there is a noise and they um they are aroused from their sleep and they just put the thumb inside the mouth and they sleep back, they are good, right? That is acceptable. But from 18 months and above, it is no longer right that when your child is distressed, the child should seek relief or should seek comfort by sucking the thumb. No. At that point, by the time they turn 1 year, they've established trust like the Erickson's psychosocial development, the age of infancy, which is 29 days to 1 year, or 0 to 1 year, is the age of trust versus mistrust. The child learns to trust the people in the immediate environment, by those people meeting his needs fast and every time. The child will learn mistrust if his needs are not being met, or he will mistrust the faces that is not amongst those that are meeting his needs. That's trust versus mistrust. So from 1 year to 3 years is the toddler age, and the psychosocial development stage at that point is autonomy versus shame and doubt. So when a child wants to takes initiatives as autonomy, do you shame the child? Or do you say, that's good? Do you encourage the child? What do you do? How you respond in this phase will determine if a certain behavior your child is putting up is is normal or not. Okay, all right. Then the next thing is attention. Do you give your child or your children attention without their asking? Eh? Let me use that coming back from school as an instance. You, when you're coming back from work, what do you expect? What do you want? You want the want the house calm, everywhere tidy, maybe dinner ready, maybe NEPA. If you don't have solar, maybe NEPA being available so that you can just put on the AC or put on the fan and cool yourself from the stress of the day, take a shower, have everybody come say good evening, daddy, or good evening, mommy. How was your day? This is a cup of water for you. Your food is on the dining table. That's what we want, right? Okay. So when a child is coming back from school, what do you think they want? Something similar. Something similar. They may not they may not bother if the house is in disarray, but they would mind you. Um, they would mind you not asking them how their day at school was. They would mind you giving them that. Why are you coming back now? You should have stayed 2 more hours. I'm not ready to receive you now. You give them that attitude, they will mind it because they'll pick it up. And they would demand your attention, either positively or negatively. Mm. So when you deprive a child attention, that child will seek attention by beating discipline, by keeping something where they know you'll talk, by not doing what they know they should do. They may not tell you, Mommy, ask me how my day in school was now. They may not say, Mommy, give me a hug, especially if you've not been doing that. They may not say, Daddy, I had a bad day in school. They may not say that, especially if you've not been asking them. But those are legit emotions they are going through that you're forcing them to lock up instead of bringing out. And so how they behave in that instance is a function of what you've done, what you've not done. And it's really not a problem about their behavior. It's about what you've taught them and what they picked up from you, from their environment. So the question should is not, is my child's behavior normal? It should be, is my behavior as a parent to my child normal? All right. So today's video is, I want it to be short and direct. So this is where we are calling it a day for this week's live. It's supposed to be a Monday live, but network decided to mess me up. All of my efforts proved abortive. But hey, we are still working on bringing it to an end so that we can go live whenever we want to go live without of network. All right. We are coming there gradually. And thank you so much for coming around. If this is the first time you're listening to me, I am Chioma Okoli and I'm the founder of the Expedient Parent Academy. If you like what you heard, you've learned one thing or two, or you've been challenged to do things differently with your child, please do not forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so that each time we go live or upload a video, you will get to know and learn a thing or two. I am a mother of three and I'm also learning parenting, even though I'm teaching others. And my joy is in making your parenting journey easy for you, especially in the first 6 years. First 6 years, because I understand that a lot happened. Many of us just got married. We're trying to understand our husbands, you're trying to understand your husband or your wife, and there are a lot of maybe career changes, relocation, a lot happens. You're trying to understand your in-law, your new environment, a whole lot happens. Career development is still pressing on your neck. You're trying to squeeze all of these things into being a new wife or a new husband, and then the children start coming, and we're like, what is this? I get it. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Right? I've been married for 5 years. My husband and I have been married for 5 years. And my November this year will be 6 years. We're married for 6 years with three children. And so I understand this. I understand this in full details. I was married as an undergraduate. I had my first two children still an undergraduate. So I get it. I get it. I get it. All right. So if you like what you heard, don't forget to give a thumbs up and drop a comment in the comment section. If you have any question, please feel free to ask, I will make sure to respond to you. So thank you so much for coming around, and do have an amazing, amazing weekend with your family. All right.